Well, hello, everybody. It's Isaac. I'm waiting for Ace to show up. Ace now. She's getting ready to come on.
Hi.
Hello there. And there she is, ladies and gentlemen, Ace Doligosa.
Hi, everyone. And
Oh, and there's Stanley back there. How you doing, Stanley?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing excellent.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent is groovy.
Groovy, yes.
Okay.
he is. Oh, it's good to see you, Isaac. I know it's only been a week, but I feel like I used to hang out with you once or twice a week.
Yeah, and that's not happening right now.
Yeah, well,
No.
it's a lot more COVID cases than we expected.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But thank you for having me on.
Well, thanks for coming on. Thanks, Stanley, for joining in.
Yeah. No. I have an appointment at 5:45, so I'm here.
Oh, so you're not here very long.
Here for 15 minutes.
Yeah. He's doing a good service to the world, ladies and gentlemen.
Helping teachers.
Yeah, I'm helping teachers. Yeah.
All right, then.
I think that the teachers are doing the most service to the world.
They're doing a lot, that's for sure.
So anything I can do to help the teachers, you help the kids. It's all about the kids.
When you help the kids, you help the future.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So, shall we start with our 3 thank yous or gratitudes?
Yes. This week it's your turn to start. Ace.
Thank you. I'm very grateful for coffee.
Is that what you're drinking?
I'm very grateful for coffee because it's keeping me going. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Oh, look at this. Everyone who's giving us these hearts. I really appreciate that. I'm thankful for everyone that's following us. Thank you for your interest, and I hope we provide some type of levity to your week.
Some fun. Yeah.
Yeah, so grateful for that. Thank you to you both for being here, as always. Those are my 3 gratitudes. Yay! Yeah, this has been a consistent help and practice so that I can perform at whim. Like today, I totally, it didn't click that I was being interviewed for something. Like it was a live interview to put on a website. And before I got on, I was able to answer the questions like that. And I was just like, great, holy goodness, I did not expect to do that. Thank goodness I do this every week.
Yeah, good practice.
It's very good practice. Very, very good practice. So I appreciate it. And thank you everyone for being here as I practice talking. I hope that you get to voice Sagat again in Street Fighter. You hear that?
That's Ian. I do the voice of Sagat for Street Fighter a lot. So yeah, I hope that happens also, Ian. Thank you very much.
Is there any way for you to play? You can't play that role, can you?
Huh?
Can you play that live action?
They could. I mean, he looks different over the years. Sometimes he does look like he looks like he could be a white guy sometimes in the video games. Sometimes he looks like he could be a darker skinned guy. He does have a bald head in the last one I did.
Yeah, but you're talking about where he's from, though. But I mean, like, this is the word, like Street Fighter Sagat. Yeah. I mean,
he's more of a Muay Thai type of fighter.
Not a white guy. He's not. Yeah.
Well, we had a black Spider-Man.
No, but Sagat, like in terms of Street Fighter.
Look, he said.
Y'all can just Google it. He's not white.
But this guy right here, he said, I'd pay to see that. That's a market right there.
Well, thanks. I'd love to see somebody come to the theater.
Wow. Yeah, Sagat is. He's all up here.
I could see you doing it. You were during what do you call it?
Working out.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And I remember you mentioning when you first started out acting in Universal, you were one of those guys that had those long arms and like flamed, like those sparkers. I think that's what they're called.
Oh, you're talking about when I do Halloween Horror Nights?
Yeah.
Yeah, the sliders. Those guys run and slide on the knees and boots spark, and you have these things on our tips of our fingers sparking in the ground. Yeah, those are fun.
Yeah.
That sounds.
I used to do chainsaw guy too. That was fun also.
chainsaw guys were terrifying. I remember the long-armed guys, and that's why I was like, Sagat, long arms. But yeah, the chainsaw ones are like pretty freaking terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this must be a new asset to Instagram. You can like people's comments on the lives itself
I didn't
versus
know
just
that.
yeah. This is new.
Let me hit. I said, let me hit that. I just hit a like on there.
Yeah, look at that. That's let me hit that. Oh, so what should we talk about this week? Stanley has been like actually pretty on it with the news lately, and I think he has a lot to share. So
Oh, really?
yeah, I mean, you were talking about it earlier. It's important stuff.
It is important stuff. There's always important stuff going on.
Yeah.
What the Supreme Court nominee? That's pretty much the biggest thing. People paid attention to Kavanaugh because it was sensational, because there was this, it was very controversial him being elected. But now there's the first black woman that's being nominated for the Supreme Court. What is her name? Ketanji Brown. Yeah, Ketanji Brown Jackson. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this is the second day of the hearings, and it's pretty. Ted Cruz said some things. Cory Booker said some things. They're going into her record, but I think it's just I think some people should pay attention to it, because this is if she gets nominated, this is the first black woman that will be nominated to the Supreme Court, and
It's historic.
yeah, it's pretty historic.
Yeah.
Even the fact that she's nominated is pretty historic. But I mean, hopefully she gets it. From watching the hearings, I'm like, yeah, no.
It sounds like it's.
I feel like I'm like she seems kind of on it. Like I'm learning a lot just watching it. So if I can learn a lot.
Some lady off the street. I mean, this woman's been a judge for a while.
No, yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
She's a judge, yeah. She did what she had to do to become a judge, which is in itself seems impossible. So yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, I think it's worth paying attention to, and feel like it's not as sensational, so people aren't really paying attention to it.
Well, it's not sensational like Kavanaugh went, for sure.
Exactly. Yeah, everybody was paying attention to Kavanaugh. Everybody was paying attention to that. Jesus.
Wow, you're popular. You're really popular.
I think this is like the Twitter thing. It's not really me. It's probably other people.
Oh, okay. I was like, your pocket's on fire.
I never leave. No, that's why I don't leave it on.
Hey, I mean, I have silenced my notifications because I used to get a lot. I remember.
My phone's broken.
Oh yeah, that's true. It's very interesting when half of his screen is like basically looking like the side of a like what Tetris coin. I don't know how to explain it. It's very
pretty good.
Thank you. Yeah.
That's how almost every week we do our lives with you.
Vertically.
Posting it.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, do you have to?
Yeah, I gotta go.
All right. They have a wonderful dog barking.
Go and help the teachers of the world.
Yeah,
Yes.
doing my best.
He's got it.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you all.
Thankful that you were onto the call for moments or two.
Of course.
Yes.
It's good to see you, as always.
Very nice.
Thank you guys. Awesome. So, Isaac, what else has been going on?
Well, once again, my thankful things. I'm thankful that my parents are healthy and happy and alive. I'm thankful that I am able to pursue this career as an actor and do the things I want to do and enjoy life. And I'm just thankful for all the prospects I have coming up. I really am. Thank you.
That's great. That's wonderful to hear. Yeah, somebody offered something to me today that I was not expecting, and I was very grateful. But I'll let you guys know what that is as soon as the first edition comes out. I'm excited. Another thing, huh?
That's great. So when some guy on the corner with a trench coat saying, "Hey, lady, I want to offer you something. Come over here real close. Let me show you what I got in my coat here." And that's not what you were offered that you're happy about.
No.
Okay.
That's not the one. That's not the thing per se.
Okay.
That There's also like I didn't realize how much I have to do now. It's very interesting. It's kind of like once you receive an opportunity, you know how like a lot of people say it's not luck. Luck is like preparedness meets opportunity.
Yeah.
Now I have to get my butt up and do a lot of preparedness
Oh,
because
okay.
opportunity's coming. Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. So I was offered this. There's a burgeoning entrepreneur network out in Phoenix right now.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, it's bolstering, it's growing. I remember City Summit, and this is going to probably blow up to that level of energy and entrepreneurship. It's fantastic networking experience. Founders are fantastic. I also believe that like founders are Robert Jones and Sean Jones, and they provide these incredible opportunities in a very trusted network. Of
Okay.
course, yeah, of course, it's actually exclusive to an extent. Like, yes, you can pay for the membership, but they still want to make sure you're a good person within this, because you know how one bad egg can actually ruin the rest. Like, they are
Yeah.
very um, selective with who they allow into their network, and it is
Okay.
yeah, it's a wonderful place of just like not collaboration. It's called the Art of Connection.
Okay.
And yes, they have books, they have opportunities for entrepreneurs that are just starting, and it's a safe space. Usually, it's an older crowd. I've been to a few. I've been to a few accelerators where it's like pretty, not angsty, but like pretty. What's the word for it? Like bullish type entrepreneurs where they come in and then they're all trying to beat each other and like, and then
So it's not a collaboration there. There's everybody's one up each other.
yeah, or they want to collaborate with the right people, and it's like it's a very like I wouldn't say toxic environment, but it's a very like it's not necessarily a peaceful environment, and I'm not
Okay.
saying business is peaceful, but I'm saying like it's a little too much angst for me,
Mm-hmm.
um, and they tend and anything that kind of rises and falls in a bullish manner, in my opinion, from what I've seen in patterns, they tend to collapse pretty quickly
Yeah, I
because
see
that's,
that.
yes, because as fast and as hard as you have built said structure is just as fast as it's going to fall.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you.
Exactly what you said.
Just
More
another damn.
competitive than collaborative. Yes, true. Exactly.
Yeah, competitive versus collaborative. And the thing is, there's a reason why some of the biggest conglomerates have you know, have lasted. It's that openness and willingness to collaborate. Of course, don't get me wrong, they have to be sturdy and self-reliant on their own to allow for collaboration, and then their subsidiaries or the constituents also have to be good on their own to
Exactly.
collaborate. Yeah. But at the same time, it really does come from like understanding organizers and collaborators, their character, and if your
Mm-hmm.
ethics aligns.
Yeah. Exactly.
Mm. And Isaac,
Yes.
tell me your four, not three this time, four pillars of like you, because you are actually your own business as an S corp. So like, what
Mm-hmm.
are your four staunches, such as respect, collaboration, integrity? Like, what are your four pillars that you stand on as you move forward in business?
Well, as a human being and as a grown man, I have to have the integrity first. That's just who I am as a person. So whenever I'm on a film set or whenever I'm just out in the world and just with people, people have to know that I have integrity, that when I say I'm going to do something or when I'm going to try to do something, I'm going to be a man of my word and do it. That's number one. So that's one thing I got to be known for, because I know when people hire me, they want to make sure that Isaac will do and can do and will say and do what we hired him to do. And also be easy to work with whenever I get on a set anywhere, because who wants to get a reputation of being the kind of guy who's going to stay in his trailer because he's not happy about something that's going on in the scene, or not happy because the craft service wasn't what he was expecting. You know, I'm not that petty guy who's going to be doing that kind of. I'm going to be the guy who's going to be there for the job, do the job right, and come out and be working with people that and be an easy guy to work with. That's number one. So number one, just be a professional. So that's me. Integrity, it kind of goes hand in hand with the professionality of what I do for a living.
Okay.
Another thing is I'm constantly always trying to learn positive things. I'm constantly learning to make myself an even better actor because I want to be the best I can be. And that's what I want to bring to a project also. So I still study. I'm reading every single day, that kind of thing. It just makes myself better. And then I think my pillars also, there's got to be fun. I mean, I got to have an aspect of fun. I want people to realize that, hey, he's a fun guy also. Even though he looks like a big brute and he could break your bones with his bare hands, he's really just fun and friendly. So I want people to...
Let's mention there that, like, by the way, I can do that.
I can.
Have fun.
I don't want to. And don't worry, I'm not going to unless you provoke me. No, just kidding.
I don't think I'd ever feel provoked by you to.
No, I was talking you in general out there. Anybody provokes me. But yeah, and then and I'm just gonna be and finally, you know, there's more to it, but I think it's something whenever I go out and about, I meet people who've met me and they've known I've done certain movies, and they'll be like, wow, you're so nice in person. And I'm like, well, how'd you expect me to be? And I'm like, you play such characters that are so brutish and mean on film sometimes that I just, you know, we just associate that kind with you. And I'm like, no, I'm a very friendly guy. And then they'll always say the same thing. They're like, you know what? I met my favorite actor from this show or that show, and they treated me like crap. And I'm like, that's too bad because, you know, I'm going with them that day. But, you know, at the same time, I just is sad for you, but you're not going to have that experience when you meet me. So for sure, I'm approachable and easy to get along with and talk to when you meet me out in public also. So that's what I kind of say about that.
Yeah, that's really nice. Look, you're getting so much love for that. And it's you know, like, I have been brushed off by celebrities when I worked with them before. It happens. Like, I get it. You know, you're tired, whatever, something comes off wrong, you know, it's what it is. There was one person that I was just like, I used to love you.
She said, I used to love you.
No, that was me internally when they
okay.
treated me in a way that was kind of where I felt insignificant.
Oh, okay.
And you know, like when somebody brushes you off, yells at you for like a coffee or like wrong or whatever, stuff like that. You know, like it's not. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. You really can ruin your reputation with one person that way.
You can.
Well, you can, and like then
they get online and troll you just by themselves.
Nowadays, yeah, they can like
make up several different profiles and have other people that aren't other people saying these things about you that you didn't even do, or maybe were misconstrued, and they can just troll you online, making up stuff and throwing that stuff out there, and people might believe it.
Yeah, just take accountability for it and then move on. Like, in my opinion, and when it happens, just if it happens, I was in the wrong place. My bad. Sorry. I wasn't thinking. I don't know what. A lot of people remember there was this one guy. All right, so there's this one guy that was not in the right state to be out. And we met him. Me and Isaac actually met him after he went to go do something inappropriate. Remember?
More information, because there's been different situations where we've met some strange individuals who weren't in their right mind. So, you know.
Welcome to Hollywood, ladies and gentlemen. So remember that guy who went to go, like in a picture, he grabbed the wrong part of me.
Oh, okay. That person. Okay.
That person, right? And there was a photo taken about it, and we you know, I addressed it. We sat down with him afterwards, so we wouldn't have to go to the police about it, because it wasn't we didn't have to like escalate all the way to that point where he had to go to jail. But we did want to have a conversation to be like, what the heck were you thinking? Why did you do that? What? I need to know that that's not going to happen again. To not just me, but any other girl.
Yeah.
And, yeah, but then he ended up being a really good friend. He is a really great guy. After he gave us a really sincere apology. I don't think he expected you to be there, Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, can I meet you? Forgot. Yeah, I'm like, I just need to bring my business partner if that's okay. And you're like, yeah, that's fine. And then he sees you.
Yeah, there's. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, like, thank you for having my back. I really,
You are.
like, yeah, that
And I
was.
also want to say hello to Janet Craig. She's a producer, she's a director and producer that hired me for a film I did a couple of years ago called Wake Up.
Oh,
It's
hi,
about
Janet.
So she's on now right now too. So the film is doing quite well. They're showing it a lot of places, and it's been a lot of film festivals. So I understand it's doing well. So good for them.
Fantastic. Congratulations. It's wonderful to see your support.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so he was a really great person. He was awesome. Did you know he passed away?
I did not know.
He passed away about a year and a half ago.
It's been that long now.
It's been that
Okay.
long. He actually he passed away because of COVID. He was a really good friend of ours, and at the same, especially with me, me and him actually collaborated afterwards. We
Okay.
spoke. You know, he, like I said, he took accountability, made sure it would never happen again, and then utilized everything he could and to express that, and therefore it never happened again. And then we worked together.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I hadn't
Yeah.
heard that he had died because that was I hadn't really interacted with him except for maybe one more time after that. So, yeah.
Yeah, you know, me and him, we talked more. He's a really good person. I don't want to share the like the
Yeah,
dirt of him from that,
yeah.
but
I know.
yeah. So, in his memory, you know, like we're all human. We all come to an end, right? And that was actually something that I always acknowledge and like kind of a fair tip because everyone's so angry nowadays for whatever reason, right?
I don't know. What do you think that came from? You think it's because people were cooped up for so long and then finally when they got out, they just were like, just, I don't know what to say.
I think we're just human.
Yeah, but when you human as a human being and you're cooped up, especially if you're by yourself, or even with somebody you're cooped up with and you don't like after a while, then you kind of get hostile. That's just human beings.
Exactly.
We've been
Exactly.
watching you all for many millennia now, and that's how y'all have acted whenever y'all get in situations like that. Oh, I'm from another planet, by the way. So just
Oh, thank you, Eternals.
yes, we've been watching you all for some time, and you just don't know how to handle stress. That's all.
Have you heard of this thing called star seeds and indigo children?
No, I have not heard of this. What is this?
All right. So there's a spiritual community and theory as people need to find peace within. I agree with you, Ray Leon. Yes, I do. So there's this theory that there's a collective of people.
Is that you, or is that somebody outside your window?
That's somebody outside my window.
Okay.
So there's this theory and collective of people that believe in this theory that there is a group of people that reincarnated on this earth that are from different galaxies, right?
Okay.
And like you can tell that you're affiliated or you feel like you're a part of this collective when you feel like this isn't home and you have this nostalgia, and like whenever you feel like you need to be at home, you just look up at the stars and you feel better.
Okay. No, I haven't heard of this.
Yep. And then it's a collective intuition, so it's a collected consciousness meant for people that have a specific energy, like a very bright energy source to them.
Okay, then. The light energy or just bright?
Just bright, like they're just a very bright source to people. Which is really interesting. Yeah, if you ever like look up hashtag lightworker or hashtag indigo children, hashtag starseed, you'll see there's a lot on that on Instagram.
Okay.
See, I've always been
a children theory.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's a thing. It's a very interesting thing. There's a book called Children of Light. Like all this stuff is very fascinating. It's not Scientology, and I'm not saying that I'm like.
Okay.
I'm just saying it's just really interesting stuff.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm a Buddhist, so I believe my light comes from within.
And see, I'm a Christian, and I believe that my light comes from the Lord.
And there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, we're getting some interesting feedback here. Thank you, everyone. Oh, let's see. There's so many like great opportunities that are kind of just like coming your way. Is there anything random that's kind of come down the pipes for you?
Yeah, something random happened last week. My agent called me and asked me if I would be willing to sign these cards for a
For
company.
NFTs?
No, not NFTs. These are cards that are like playing cards. Who knows, they might turn into NFTs later, but I'm going to sign them, and they will be part of they'll put them in a box full of other cards that other actors have signed, and they'll probably sell them. Because I did that a couple of years ago when I went to Texas, and I went to a place called Bam Box and signed all these Thanos boxes, these bobblehead Thanoses that they make, and I went and signed 2,500 of them in a day.
In a day? Your arms didn't cramp?
No, I got pretty fluid arms. You know, I'm always working out and everything and making sure my arm's ready. You know, but anyway,
Okay.
it took all day though. I was there from like 10 in the morning until 8 signing, or 7. Anyway, I got it done and signed some extra ones for them too. And it was a great day, and it was a great payday. It was they negotiated a great deal for me, so I did that. And my agent just negotiated something else that seems to be great. So I'm going to sign these cards. Someone's going to have to try to take pictures of me doing it. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it at my apartment or do it at a library nearby or whatever, but I'll sign some of the cards there, let them know these are authentic cards Isaac C. Singleton Jr. did sign. So,
that's great.
So that's something I'm very thankful for. And I'm flying to Massachusetts on the 1st to go do a signing event there too. So
what's in Massachusetts? Is it like
I'm going to be in Springfield, Massachusetts at I believe it's called the Zombie. Gosh, what was it called? It's kind of a zombie type of deal. So I'm going to be.
Oh, that's awesome! Yeah, Springfield's a really interesting place in Massachusetts. My nephew, I have family. I have family out there. Yeah, my cousin, my sister lives like right around Springfield, so it's like very east Massachusetts. Like it's like about maybe an hour or two away from Boston.
All right. I'm going to be I'm going to be doing that signing there, and it's going to be the 2nd of April. So
nice. Okay.
That's next week.
That's fun. That's really awesome.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to this meet. I like to go out and meet the people that like the stuff that I've done. That's really what I like to do. I like to go meet the people that I wouldn't meet normally because they're in another part of the country or in another part of the world. I've gone to Europe and done this before. So it's kind of go to meet the people overseas that have seen things I've done, and they're willing to come and actually see me in person and say hello. And I love that. And I'm happy to say hello to them.
Yeah,
and once you get an experience, that's like, this is really a nice guy. He's not the character you see in the movies. He's a nice, friendly person, and you can talk to him about what he's done, and he can talk to you about, because I even asked them about their lives. I'm just sitting there talking about me. I asked them, what are you into? What do you like? And what do you do for a living? That kind of stuff too. So it's just not all about me whenever I go to these places. It's all about me meeting them and seeing how they're doing, and I want to make sure they're having a great experience. That's what it is to me. That's my goal when I go to these places.
That's wonderful. And it's so true, because like nothing feels better than what, like, don't get me wrong, getting paid as an actor and be like, that's nice part of it, you know, but like when somebody says, because of you I did this, thank you so much, I really wanted to meet you, I wanted to see you because you've done this for me in my life as an inspiration, like that's such a wonderful feeling.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my goodness. Because like when somebody gives you that, it makes you want to keep doing it.
Well, I mean, I love this business. I really love doing what I do. I really love it. I mean, it's so much fun. And I want to keep doing this and keep getting better and better at it and keep doing more and more projects and more shows. And, you know, I want to eventually get to the point where people in Hollywood are just like, if they say I want Isaac in my project, it's almost like if you say I want Denzel, they know exactly the name you're talking about. You say Isaac. You have to say Isaac C. Singleton Jr. Like, let's get Isaac on our film. And here I am. I'm happy to be there. Let me read it, and I'll tell you whether I want to be it or not, you know?
Yeah.
You know, you don't even have to say Denzel Washington. If you say Denzel, you know who you're talking about. You know.
Yeah. Same thing with Isaac. You'll know who we're talking about.
Let's get Isaac. All right, then. I'm here. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and you were wondering, like, you're made for all of this. You're ready for that. That's the thing. Like, you know how to be the guy in front of public, in front of movie producers, directors, you know, like it's like, this is what you
also fun just to making the character come to life too.
Exactly.
You know, making the character come to life, doing things behind the scenes before I ever get on set to think about what the character's past life has been, what he's done, what he's going through, where he is now, and why he's doing the things he does to bring that character to life going forward in the project. You know, because it's all about making the character come to life, and that's what I like to try to do.
Yeah,
That
and
way,
you as
for
really on set.
I just want to walk on set and say some lines. I want to make sure that the lines mean something and that they're conveying all of that character's emotions and his drive for what he's getting ready to do and why he's doing it. You know?
Yeah, it's you know, there's something about bringing a character to life that feels like nothing else. Like it really, like I got to experience it a few times,
Mm-hmm.
college and just random pilots and stuff. But like bringing a character to life, it brings you into this place of like euphoria that I've never felt before, and it's really a lot of fun, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, it is. True.
Especially since, yeah, if it's natural and you want to be an actor, go do it.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, train, please train.
Well, yeah.
But go do it.
Yeah, I've met a few lay people that have never been in the film industry to tell me how easy acting is. And I'm like, have you ever acted before? And they're like, no, but it looks easy. And I'm like, to them, I'm like, well, you know, I'm like, okay. You know, I don't even argue with them. I'm like, okay. But the thing is, it looks easy because people are trained to make it look easy. That's why it looks easy. You know, there's people.
I love that.
You know,
that's a huge fact. You know, it's funny. A lot of people are like, it looks like your job is easy, or like, let's say you're performing at a pretty high level, you're doing something, and then people are like, that looks easy, I'll do it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. They're like, oh, acting's easy. Have you acted before? No, but it's easy. Look at it. I'm like, okay, all right then. I don't even argue. I mean, because you can't convince anybody of what they've got their opinion around. But you know, these are people that have made choices about something they're doing to make sure that it looks great to the audience and makes it look like it's real. And thus, if it's real, then it's easy because it's just easy. No, that's not easy. It's like you really develop something and you make it happen.
Exactly. And I think a lot of people like, all right, I've lost any willpower to convince people when they try to argue with me on something.
Mm-hmm.
When I know
right.
for sure. Yeah, like when I know for sure something's a thing, or like, let's say, right? Like, I know for sure this, you need to do this. I know for sure this when it comes to TV development. I know for sure, but right? If somebody tries to argue with me who hasn't been in that space, or somebody tries to argue with me, not even argue with me, just kind of say like, this is why it works. There's no point. Like I can take all of that energy and actually do something with it. So I might as well just go, okay. Until, you know, like, don't get me wrong, people learn new things every day. So like, until there's like a question or somebody asks me for advice in that space, will I ever say, it's really kind of like this, versus convincing or changing somebody's, that's wasted energy for no reason.
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously, it just let it be.
Yeah.
Like you do, and then you rise above and you just perform.
Well, yeah, because why would I argue with them? You know, these people, they think something. There's no point. And it's not like
it's these people.
Tell them about all the hours of all the hours of training and things I've done. And they're like, oh, well, that's what you did. Or, you know, they'll always have some excuse. You know, I've heard excuses for people who don't know what they're talking about, but they have something in their mind and they don't want to be wrong. So they'll constantly argue back. So I just like, okay, well, I think it's usually fine. All right, then.
Yeah, so the advice there is just let it be and then just go on. Because I feel like if somebody tries to argue a point and continue to like, I have no idea why people do it. I don't know. I don't care. It's like, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. Do your thing.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you're good, happy, safe, that's all I care about, so I can go on and do my own thing. Or figure out a better way to collaborate in the future. I don't know. I just feel like sometimes people are in that space of like, this is life and this is what and never, it's not something to be discouraged about, ladies and gentlemen. It's like, especially if you're doing a profession that isn't common. Like let's say being a voice actor, let's say being a animator or a writer, a something artistic, any of that. If people try to kind of tell you how your industry works,
Mm-hmm. Well,
and you
yeah, true.
know how it works, or you have a mentor who you can ask questions as to how that works, you could just leave it and just let them either change the subject or they'll come to figure it out on their own. That way you can focus on what you need to do, how you need to feel fulfilled, and do what you got to do to make it, because it takes a lot to make it, just
I know.
on your own.
And the best feeling is when you're doing the role and you see the director's face and he's beaming off the side of the camera because he's getting exactly what he wants. You know what I mean?
It's the best feeling, because then you know that he's making you look, not even just making you look good, it's like
Mm-hmm.
it's just you know it's part of the story that's really just culminating into a way that's going to be awesome.
Yeah. And I love it when I do my voiceover work too, because
Yeah.
I'm in a room by myself most of the time. I've been in a room where there's been a group of us at the same time doing the voiceovers, but usually I'm alone when I'm in the room by myself. And there's a big piece of glass between me and the producers and the director. And between takes, I can't hear what they're saying. They'll turn the mic off, so I can't hear what they're saying in there. But there's sometimes I'm in there and I'm doing these different voices and stuff like that, and I see the producer and the director, and they're like grabbing each other's arm, like, oh my god, yeah, and they're like shaking each other, and the engineer's in there doing what he's got to do, and they're all happy behind the engineer because they're getting exactly what they want, because I'm giving them a voice, this voice that I came up with, and they love it, and I'm doing it, you know, and that's the fun part too. You know, because that's training once again. I mean, I trained my voice. I mean, I used to make noises and stuff like that when I was a kid, just because I loved doing it. Who knew one day I'd be making a living off of it? But what the heck? So I was training as a child. You know what I mean? But I didn't think it was going to be my career. But you know, and then God gave me the voice that I have, which is nice. I like the voice that I have. Not everybody has this voice. And this is just my regular voice.
No, not everyone has that voice.
It's wonderful. So I'm happy. I'm very thankful.
Yeah, and it's so interesting because like individuality, your differences, like own them, because when you have, and I know Isaac, you do, because you've done something with it, right? It's like own them. It's part of it. Like those differences make you to be the most beautiful component to anything that's creative or anything that you want to create for this world. So when you can be that individualistic self of yours, those differences is exactly what we need to see. Don't try to make yourself normal for the comfort of others. Do it.
What's normal nowadays? What is normal?
Who knows? I have no idea what normal is.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm getting old.
What I will say is, I know this for a fact, because, you know, as an actor, some people have ideas about what kind of characters they want to play. And there was an exercise we did in one of my first acting classes long ago, and everybody in class assesses what kind of character you're going to be versus what you think in your mind you want to be. Because let's face it, most people want to be the lead guy. They want to be the handsome girl or the good-looking girl or the good-looking guy, this one who saves the day, you know, that kind of person. Everybody wants to play the hero for the most part, you know.
Really? I want to be a fun character that like makes fun.
Oh, you want to play? You're that kind of character. You're the one who's snarky girl off to the side saying stuff. Okay.
No, I'm not saying stuff. I just like be that person that just kind of throws everyone off for some strange reason. You know, the hero's going for it. You know, the protagonist is like doing his thing, and I'm there just kind of like alongside having fun, kind of like actual. What's it called? Like One Piece, like the Ace in One Piece. Seriously, just like being there for funsies.
Oh, so you're the sidekick.
Sure, maybe a sidekick. I don't know. I just like to be that character that's just like, it's like, maybe this is the bad. I was watching Shrek too. It's like It's like Donkey or the Puss in Boots or the.
Okay, so like, are you the cat?
I think I'm more Antonio Banderas.
Or you're not. Dang, Shrek! I have my mouth open and everything.
No, I prefer to be the sultry cat.
It's so funny because, like, I remember you assess your acting. You assess people in class, and then you realize, you know, from what other people's perceptions of you are, That's what you're going to see on film. That's what the audience is going to see. And the actors kind of realize, okay, well then those are the kind of roles I can kind of really definitely go for, as I want to go for these other ones. But for sure, these are the ones I can definitely get, because these are what your fellow actors see in you. And that's great to assess your career and know what you can get for sure. And then, yeah, if you can go in for that ingenue role, what the heck? But if you're going to be the bad guy, go for it. I mean, I like playing the bad guy. I like it. It's fun.
I actually like playing the bad guy as well. Like, you know, I could be the cute little wallflower sweet, the lucky little girl. But I have a lot more fun playing like the devil's daughter. Like, it's
yeah. Well, like when I was doing Guardians of the Galaxy and when I was doing Avengers Assemble, the cartoons, and I was playing Thanos. He had the best lines, I think, ever. I mean, he had the better lines, because all the good guys had to say the good stuff. They had to say good things. But the bad guy gets to say the interesting stuff, you know, the fun stuff he gets to say. He gets to laugh at inappropriate times, all that kind of stuff. The good guys can't do that.
Yeah, no, they have to stay in these like roles of like, this is what is integrity and America's best versus this place is over here. Like, it's like,
Yeah.
or just like those snarky comments that you're just like, you can't say those as the good guy. It's actually kind of exhausting. Like, when I think about Captain America and like how he would say his lines, I'm like, I wonder if Chris Evans was just like, wow, this is kind of tiring.
I doubt it. I doubt he was saying it was tiring.
True.
But there was one time I can remember, even this one of my, there was a couple of favorite lines that Thanos said, but there was one that made me kind of laugh as I was saying the line, because it was so good. Because he was attacking New York City, I believe, and you know, because he thinks the Earthlings are little gnats, you know, nothing. And he's like, I can't remember the line exactly now, but it was along the lines of like, "You Earthlings are annoying, but your sounds of your screams of fear and confusion do amuse me. You may continue those." You know, and it's like he's attacking these people. They're screaming and running, and he's laughing because he loves to revel in their fear and their screams as they're running around trying to get away from him. It's just great. It was so funny.
Oh my gosh, it's like, I can tell that you had so much fun doing that, because just because you're like, your deep voice, and the fact that you couldn't like say that without smiling.
Your screams.
Yeah, it's a great
Sounds of screams do amuse me. You may continue those for his enjoyment. Yeah, keep screaming and running. I like that. But I love the sound of them. I'm still going to get you anyway. I like it. It's just so much fun.
You know who I know had a really fun time on a film or a TV show? I don't know her actual name, and I should probably know this. So she's an actress. She has red hair from like Sabrina, and she also plays now the main character in Winx Club Fate on Netflix. I don't know her name, and if I had her name, I would tell you, but I don't have it. But essentially, what I love about her is like, there were parts of the TV show where you knew she was having fun. Like she was playing this role from Sabrina as a witch, like one of the three weird sisters who, like, they were prophetic. But when she got into those evil moments, like, there were moments where you're like, oh, I didn't expect you to do that.
You saw the movie Silence of the Lambs a long time ago, right?
I chose not to, but I know what you're talking about. It looked like he had fun. He had a lot of fun playing that role.
Yes, and he was very calm and cool as he played it. He got an Oscar for it. But it was really neat because he played it with such confidence, in which, like, it was like...
It was a chilling confidence, too.
Yeah, and every time he came on screen, it was like, what's going to happen next? What's he going to do? And that's exactly how he did it quite well. He wasn't, like, crazed and all, you know, because he was a cannibal and all that kind of stuff, but he did not play it all crazed and wild. He just played very subtle and calm with it, and just matter of fact about it.
Very matter of fact. There was you could tell that he understood that you needed to have a weird craze in your eye to really play that right.
But
But
he even bent his vowels when he spoke to Clarice, and he's like, "Hello, Clarice," you know, you know. And then when he got a, even when he beat a guy to death with a billy club in the movie, and even as he's beating the guy, he's not all wild. He's kind of like this, kink, just swinging back and forth, beating the guy, not crazed or wild. It was great the way he did that.
Yeah, you're getting some good questions, Isaac. How long were you acting before being cast in a major role for a big production? That is a good question. Thank you,
All
Ray
right.
Lee.
Shoot. Okay. I made a living as an actor in Florida. So I guess I was there doing live shows and like bit parts in movies that came from California that came to Orlando. And I did those shows there. So I was maybe working as an actor for 4 years there. But then when I moved to California, I got here in the month of May. And 2 months later, on my birthday in August, I was on the X-Files. So that was my first major job when I got here. Sorry, that's my Imperial March is my telephone ring. Yes.
I love it. I love it.
So anyway, if you like Star Wars, that's what I am. That's who I am. Think of Darth Vader walking, and then that's me.
That's awesome. We got a slew of people joining us. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Hi,
Yeah.
Brand. Hello.
So,
Hello.
yeah, my first major role was probably the X-Files, and Chris Carter got an Emmy for that episode. And then the next year, I got on the Galaxy Quest, and I played a couple of characters in that. Then a year later, I got on Planet of the Apes with Tim Burton, and that was fun. That was a nice 8-month-long movie. And then the next year, I got on Pirates of the Caribbean. So that's how that progression happened for me. And I'm still looking forward to bigger roles. So yeah, I'm still not sure if my big break has happened. It hasn't happened yet, but I'm still happy to be making a living as an actor, and I'm really looking forward to more.
Yeah, in my opinion, Isaac, you are to be the household name for a lot of people. You're ready for it.
Still working for it, but like I said, I'm not here for the fame. I'm here for the fun and the money. If fame comes along, great. But I just still keep studying and doing what I got to do. Yeah.
It's a byproduct. Here's the thing: fame and money. It's a byproduct of.
Hello, Habibi.
Yeah. And in my opinion, like the real extent is like the freedom and fulfillment of doing what you feel like you're meant to do. Nothing feels like that. Once you do that, you want to keep doing it. And then the other stuff actually just comes in because now you're ready and open to anything that came your way when you're on the right path. You say that with such skepticism?
No, I'm saying it like, you're right.
Oh, thank you.
That's what I'm living, I'm living it. So,
That's true. Yeah. And like, don't get me wrong, a lot of people think that they're not on the right path. Usually you are. It's just, take things one bit at a time. You'll get there. Or not even get there, you are there. Think of it that way. You know
what? I mean, when I first got into acting, I thought of my career and I said, man, it feels like a long road, because it was almost like being in a cave and you kind of see like a dim light at the end of the cave, and you kind of and that light is where you're like trying to get to, because that's where all your dreams come true if you make it to that light, right? And I've clawed through that cave now, I really have, and I feel like there's a light right there, and all I gotta do is this little chasm to get across, and I'll be over there. So that's how I feel right now in my career. Now my career's gone.
Mm-hmm.
I've overcome a lot of adversity, and I'm sure there's more coming, because that's what a human being's life is: adversity, overcoming it, and keep on going. So I see the light much more clear. It's right there. Now I just got to get across this chasm, and I'll be fine. I'm already fine now, but I just want.
Isn't it funny? I feel like life. All right. So metaphorically speaking, and yes,
the whole thing is me in that cave and the chasm and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. And look, I may be young, but we'll talk about that in a second. But essentially, don't you always feel like when it's like going through the cave, going through an Indiana Jones cave, and essentially every time you like level up to the next adversity that you have to hit, it comes with a new obstacle, but it's the same obstacles that you overcame before, but there's just this one component that makes it a new level. Like you're going across the cave and you have to like let's say high school, you have to take care of whatever. Then you go to the next level, you have to graduate. Now you're on your own with self-discipline. Then you have to go get a job. And then from there, like, it's just like up, it just keeps getting a little bit higher. But the funny thing is the obstacles that keep hitting you, they get deep. It's just, instead of just like this chasm that you have to cross, now you have to cross it because there's fire underneath. It's like continually, there's always just an added effect that kind of brings out the better nature of you as your freaking fears. But you figure it out. And then you find the better part of you that you didn't know that you had to unlock, and then you keep going.
True. Exactly.
I don't know if that was a rant, but that's how it feels.
Well, do you remember the one that the Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark, well, not Raiders of the Lost Ark, but the one that Sean Connery was in. He was playing his father.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they were trying to find the Holy Grail. Mm-hmm. Remember, they're trying to find the Holy Grail. They get to this cave, and like Indy had to figure out these clues, like where these wheels came slicing through it. If you had been standing up, you'd been chopped up. But if you were kneeling down, you're okay. And then there was also like had to take this leap of faith because there was a chasm there, but it was an invisible bridge. If you stepped on the bridge and you're okay, but you had to take that leap of faith to do it. I think of it in that way too. There's a lot of leap of faith doing this business because you never know what's going to come next, and you just kind of have to trust what you've learned along the way, but also have to go on faith as far as getting there. Because if you feel like this is what you're meant to do, which I do feel that way,
and that's what true confidence really is. It has nothing to do with like your accolades or being able to like, you can't rest on your laurels. It really comes down to like, can you trust yourself to get through it?
Exactly.
And that's what true faith is. Trust in what you believe to be invisible, but works.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
And we are at the 6:22 mark. How do you feel, Isaac? Should we keep going, or should we close out today?
Well, we can close out. What the heck? I hope everybody's enjoyed themselves and enjoyed our talk, and hope maybe some even got some inspiration if they're actors and they want to keep on going because they can. Yeah. Because for some people it's a sprint. Some people make it quick. Some people it's a nice long haul. But either way, if you're loving what you're doing along the way, yay. And I guess now the major question is, what do you consider making it? That's going to be different for everybody.
Yeah, your definition of success is you have your own definition.
Yes.
That actually is what marks what you believe to be fulfilling and what your journey really is.
Exactly. And it's not the same for everybody. So there you go.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Your definition of success will be different from somebody else's.
And I can remember when I was in college and I was studying with my acting teacher, and he was our professor at university. He was telling us about a friend of his that was out here in Hollywood making a living as an actor, but he only wanted to do background. And that's how he made his living. He did background every single day, and that's all he really wanted to do. He just liked being on set. He liked doing the background work, and he liked going home. And the guy made a living being a background actor. So good for him, and that was his definition of what he wanted to do, is success in our business. And who can say that's not right? No one can.
No, that's your happiness. How Forrest Gump achieved so much.
And he didn't even mean to.
He didn't mean to. He really freaking didn't mean to. He was just doing what he thought was right. And you know what it is? You know what made him really happy that he would do for free? Mow lawns in a tractor.
Oh, I remember that part. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know how awesome that's what my level of success would be. Like the fact that I've achieved so much and I'm getting paid so much that I don't have to worry about anything, and I can either mow a lawn for 4 hours unencumbered
mm-hmm.
or just like volunteer for something and just sit there and just and I already do that, but it's fun. And nobody knows that you're sitting next to a billionaire or a millionaire or whatever. Like that to me is success, where people don't really know, but once they find out, they go, "What the?"
Yeah, exactly.
that to me would be just like, yeah, this is the peaceful life.
This is it.
Exactly.
That's
And
a
don't get
good
me wrong. Yeah, it's a great movie. And don't get me wrong, like the fame is nice and stuff, but you know, you can always obstruct the attention with a hat.
I remember one time I was walking on Melrose, and like there's these paparazzi in front of me. They're pointing their camera right at me. I'm like, okay, this isn't for me. I mean, like, who are they looking? And so because they're like backing up, and they're like 10 feet in front of me, backing up, and their camera's on me, and I'm like, okay. They back up about 20 feet, and then I look around, and Bruce Willis is walking behind me. I'm like, oh, okay. I even stepped out of his way so I could get a little better picture of him, because I'm like, okay, this is what they're doing. You know, because I want to, you know, it was just so funny. They're like, I'm like, they parked their car, they jumped out, and they're like, had their cameras up, and I'm like, but not me. I know this is.
Isn't that like a weird experience? I like we were gonna close out, but like, you know what's funny? I've always found what's really interesting is like once people kind of go up to you and they're like, why do I know you?
That happens.
That happened to me before, and that was really weird. And I'm not even like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Somebody actually came up to me and they're like, why do I know you? I was like, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm on Instagram. And she was like, no, you've done something else. I'm like, well, I wasn't in a movie or like, and you know, it's like when you're in that paradigm of like, what do you mean? And she was like, you were on that Les Brown thing. And I was like, oh shit, yeah, that was actually pretty like large stage. Okay, that's cool. Things like
Okay.
that. Yeah.
I've had that happen where people are like, I know you. What movie I know you from? And I'll tell them. But I also had one guy came to me one time. He's like, I think I know you, don't I? And I'm like, no, I don't think we know each other. He's like, yeah, we were in jail together at the Orange County jail. I'm like, no.
It's like, no, that wasn't me, man.
That wasn't
Sorry.
me. That
was a different person.
Yeah, I was in Orlando. I thought I was in jail with him at the local jail. I'm like, no, I've never been in jail, man. It wasn't me. Oh, okay, sorry. I'm like, okay. It was just funny. Yeah, I've never been in jail, so yeah, no.
Yeah. Isn't it nice when you're like, yeah, sorry, I wasn't.
Yeah,
but it's nice to know you think you know me.
Yeah, thanks a lot, though. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did you know that if people see you in reality, your subconscious will collect that information and you can see them in your dreams?
No, I've never heard this before.
Yeah, like regardless if let's say Matt Damon saw you down the street, he would subconsciously collect that image of you, and then he could see you in his dreams.
Okay. Someone named Damon, said this?
Somebody said this. You know, it just made me giggle because I was like, okay, that's great. So I feel valued. I'll be in somebody's conscious. Like,
maybe it will be. Mm-hmm.
And then they can manifest me into their
dreams.
In their dreams or into their reality. Who knows? Mm-hmm. But I don't know. It was just a kooky thought that brings me some joy.
Wouldn't it be funny if this was a dream state that we're in right now when our reality is what we thought our dreams were?
Somebody asked me once, what is reality? Really? That was a trippy Inception moment. I was like,
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody.
I'm off because it's got a minute 29 seconds before this thing cuts off. But everybody, thank you very much for joining in. Ace, thank you very much for coming in this week. Glad to see you.
Glad to see you too. Always love being around you.
Same here.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a good week.
Thanks. Goodbye, all.